Hiya, I'm Simone Radley from England and Nails, and in this video we are going to do a gemstone, sort of like a gemstone nail. So I follow somebody on Instagram, I think she's called The Dwelling Gem, and she makes like jewellery and stuff out of precious gemstones, like all different ones. And I saw this, it was a necklace, and I thought that would look pretty good as a nail, so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to start off on our tip with a base of I-74, which is a beautiful colour. I always think it's like a Tiffany colour. It's really nice. And because we're going to go over the top of this with another colour, one coat really is enough. So once you've done your base coat of I-74, pop it into cure. Once it's cured, we're going to do our next bit using bloom gel, and we're going to use I-127. And you probably wouldn't normally put this as a combination, but actually it looks really good. It looks just like the gemstone that I saw, but also it's really good for autumn. I think it's quite an autumny looking combo. So I'm just decanting some of that 127 onto my silicone pad, and then I'm going to get my bloom gel. I'm also going to put out some, I can't decide if I want 51 or 161, and I'll tell you why. They're both black, but 161 is really highly pigmented, so it's of a bit of a thicker viscosity than 51, and because it's so highly pigmented it doesn't bloom a lot in bloom gel. Whereas 51, when you use that, it blooms a lot. So I'm going to do both. Because I want probably a bit to bloom quite a bit and a bit to bloom not very much. But you've just got to remember which one's which on your pad. I'm going to use the dotting tool. I want the big one, so I'm using G and H because I've got a really big tip to work on. If you've got a client's nail that you're working on and it's smaller, then you might want to use the smaller ones. Bloom gel I'm going to put on, and when I put it on I'm going to work quite quickly, because if you leave bloom gel sitting on the nail it doesn't bloom as much. So if you were doing this on a client, I wouldn't put bloom gel over a whole hand and then go in with my other colour, because it won't bloom as much. So I'd probably do one finger at a time, and I'd switch the hands around the lamps and work on each hand. The thicker you apply your bloom gel, the more it blooms. So you've got to think about that as well. If you don't want something to bloom very much, obviously put it on thinner. So for this I want sort of a medium covering. I don't want it too thick. Excuse me, it's not COVID. And I don't want it too thin. So I'm going to pick up my 127 with my dotting tool and just randomly dot it around, but some of them I'm going to drag around a bit because I want it to spread out more. Oh goodness me. I don't want it just to sort of sit in a circle. And I'm going to put some more out because I've not got enough. It's such a big tip. You can add into it as well, so you can add into a bit that you've already put down. Don't think that you've put it and that's it, you can't add, and it will intensify the colour a bit more. But I want these bits of 74 to sort of stick through as well. I don't want to cover it all up, but I want my 127 to be a little bit patchy as well. Once you're happy with how it's bloomed, just pop it in to flash cure. For these next bits with the black detail, I'm going to decant some of the bloom gel onto my silicone pad, and I'm going to add it in with a brush because I don't want loads of it. So I'm going to add just like veins of black in between. So I'm going to roughly add in some bloom gel, sort of around the green bits in between really, and any sort of gaps. And once you're happy with that, I'm going to use my artiste brush because I want something a bit thinner, because I want these little veins to be really thin. And I'm going to start with my 161 and I'm going to add a dot. And basically I'm just randomly dragging my brush through it. But what I'm doing with my brush is I'm pushing it really. I'm sort of more pushing that black out. I'm kind of faintly sort of going around the mustard colour. Some bits will be darker, some bits will be lighter, and that's what we want. We want that variation in that black colour. So it is like veins, kind of like what you'd get in a marble. Because obviously that's very similar to what you're going to get in a, well, it is a natural stone, isn't it, marble? So it's the same as what you'd get in any stone. And you can also, if you think that the colour's too dark in places, you can pick up some bloom gel and just add that in with the black, and it'll just water it down a bit. Once you're happy with your black details, just pop it in to cure. And now that's cured, we are going to add in some leaf. So I'm going to add champagne gold leaf and rose gold leaf because I'm greedy and I like them both. So to do this, I've seen some people stirring it in the pot to break it up, but the only problem with that is if you do that, the majority of it sticks in your pot and you can't get it out. So I like to just break off a little bit and put it on my silicone pad, and I break it up with my tweezers, and then you're only breaking up what you're going to use basically. And you don't need a lot at all, it goes a long way. And it reminds me of, when you break it up, it's like fish food. Looks just like them little flakes that you chuck in your fish tank. Not that we've got any fish anymore because they all died, but that's what it looks like. So I just break it up on the pad using my sharp tweezers. You can use any tweezers, and it's just really handy then for picking these little bits up. So we're just going to pick up little bits and just pop them randomly in here. And once it's on the nail, you can break it up with your tweezers as well. So if you've got a bit and you think, oh, that's a bit big, don't worry, because you can just rake it up once it's on there. I'm just randomly dotting it around. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I'm not wanting to cover a lot of anything up really, so it's quite gappy. And you can press it down with your gloved finger as well, just to flatten it out a bit. And then we're just going to top coat it because I've put some gold leaf on, I'm going to top coat it twice. So basically anything that I add, if it's glitter, foil, leaf, I top coat it twice because I want to make sure that there's no bits that are going to come out. But I need a different top coat. Please, Joanna.
Again? God, I'm slow.
So this is my glitter top coat. It is an old bottle of rock, which we don't do anymore. Sorry. But I'm still using it because it's my glitter one that I've had for a while. It is nearly pop that in secure. So now it's come out of the lamp, I'm going to wipe it with some green cleaner to get the sticky layer off. Oh, I love it. And that's it done. It looks fabulous and great for autumn. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!